Okay, where do I start? Well, we have been doing this for a number of years. We did a protest in '99. No, '99 was the protest where we brought all our concerns forward. At that time, we had many people from the same groups coming forward, which is kind of, I find that very interesting that they're still there. Many of the injured workers, though, have disappeared. And now for that reason, when you start looking to see what happened, many of these people are dead. If they're not dead, they have absolutely no money to go forward. And now, the protest back in '99, that was supposed to end many of the things that you're seeing today, including anybody wanting to go and commit any kind of harm to anybody else. Now, why I say this is because we have an injured worker here that not long ago took a gun within the board and threatened many people in there. Now that was scary in itself. But if you actually want to sit there and look at it, I mean, I don't excuse anybody for doing this. Many reasons these things, how should we say, violent ideas have come to my own mind in my own dealing with these people. The injustice that you get, and it's blatant, knowingly being done, and that's the sad thing, and it's done with a smile. That really hurts. Then you have people reacting very badly. Because, why? Those things that we were working on back in then to end this kind of thing so that would never happen really didn't take place. It was all whitewashed. And now today, you're seeing more and more, and it's actually getting worse. And now, the sad thing is, we were warned that this was going to happen if we didn't follow through with what they wanted. At that time, they were willing to take out a few people and whitewash it. I'm not willing to take out nobody. I wasn't coming with all my concerns to see somebody else lose everything. I've already lost mine, so I'm not interested. I'm not interested in seeing anybody at the WCB fired or hurt, the government fall, or whatever. Not interested in that. I'm interested in change. The reason why I came here today is, and I haven't been speaking for a long time about what has taken place, we've come forward with our concerns. We've told everybody that we know that there's criminal activity taking place. Now, it depends on what you want to call criminal activity. When your government, the WCB, in conclusion, with doctors and many other corporations are doing this knowingly, now do you not call that collusion? Now, part of the problem with '99 is we could not have the absolute evidence that crimes were committed. The government knowingly had this information because they're knowingly allowing it to happen. Now, without them allowing the corporations to have the power over us, then this wouldn't take place. This is a mindset, for whatever reason, that corporations are allowed to control human beings. Now, it is human beings that run these corporations, but many of them don't have compassion for us. So until such time as we start changing our mindset of who's allowed to actually be running our government, is it us or the corporation? Now, we didn't realize what we were running into back then. And this caused us a lot of, how should we say, concerns. I got very sick because my anger just kept building up. And the ideas of doing something, like this poor person there with the gun, it was on many of our minds. So what did they do about this? They started working on our minds so that this would happen. Can I say this for a certainty? Can we prove it? Yes, we have the evidence for this. We have the evidence that everything that we've been talking about for the years. Now, when you're dealing with private information, If you cannot get your information, you cannot go forward. If you're only getting half of your information, then you're not going to ever win your file or your case. Now, for years, that was our biggest concern. Get the information, because as soon as we would get it and learn what they were doing, they changed the laws. Now, in my mind, that's racketeering. They said there's an arm's length distance between government and the WCB. Well, I beg the difference. We've been trying to get to the courts. But within Alberta, it's almost an impossible task. And with what we've uncovered and how we've gone forward, we tried with the courts. We've gone to everybody, including even the legal department of the WCB, to show where the crimes are being committed. Nobody wants it. So we believe that the Alberta government, its court systems, have lost jurisdiction. We believe that we have the ability to go straight to the Supreme Court. If you want changes in our society, you have to get to the Supreme Court. They're the ones that are actually allowing this to take place. They're allowing the corporations to have the power. We have to go back to the Supreme Court, ask for that power back. These people are not all as powerful as you think they are. We are together, we're more powerful. The problem is because of our own angers and our differences, we haven't been able to come back together. So my main reason for today is I'm coming here and speaking to special people. Now, I'm not saying that everybody out there isn't special, but there are some there that they know what is going on. They work in the middle of it all. They work in the government, they work at the WCB, they work within the justice system. They know it's corrupt. And they've been waiting. They've been waiting to come forward with this information. Now, all it has to take is a few people to get together and allow this information to come out, but it has to start. And we have the ability to go to the Supreme Court. You say you have legal people, you have even policemen, all ready to assist us. So I call these people rainbow warriors. In our native culture, they talk about this time in a tradition called the rainbow warriors, and that they will come forward when things are bad for everybody. And these people, they let go of their own personal, their money, their house, their families, because they know they're going to get destroyed, but they're coming forward anyway. So I'm talking to those people out there. Amongst you, I don't know who you are, but you're a special person. Now, we ran into a person like this within the WCB. He was in charge of the FOIP within the board. This person gave us much information we needed at his own risk. In the end, somebody let the beans out that he was doing this for us, and they canned him. I don't know what happened to him, where he is today, but for that man, that information, we stand still right here, right now. We want to go to court. You cannot go forward in this province. If you look at everything that's taking place, the way the justice system is operating, if you look at the way that quasi-judicial laws were rewritten, they were not for our benefit. If you look at the FOIP Act, you look at the way they rewrite the laws, all the loopholes. It's not for us. It's for business, corporations. Sometime we have to wake up, make a stand. Might be this time. Either way, my friends and I, we call this 5 mile an hour. We just go with what we can, and we just keep collecting the information, and when people are ready to listen, we've got it for you. So when you're ready, we'll let it loose. Our website is starting to do that right now. We've been threatened. We had the RCMP come to the door that if we release our information, that we were going to jail. It's taken us a little little long to get over that, and our fear. That's the biggest obstacle, is the fear. Because they will intimidate you, and they will do many things that they're not supposed to and break their own laws. That's the sad part. People that we want and respect to hold the law, they make a shambles of it. And when they're caught, they just change it. So it's time we start making a stand to this and make differences. Canada is a great country. I wouldn't be able to speak here if it wasn't. But until we start seeing what's going on, it's not going to stay great. It was made great because we had compassion, love, respect for one another. That we're losing that on a real fast pace. And it's based on what we're doing with our laws. You have 3 laws that we run by now. It used to be spiritual law, which many of us don't have any idea what it is. Then we have man's law. That was to help us to get along with one another. Cooperate so we won't hurt one another. And now what we have is corporate law. Completely takes over everything. That's sad. But I mean, we're all at fault because we're standing here watching it happen. Maybe blindly, some of us, or not wanting to know what's happening, but we're all being told right now, aren't we? So those are the warriors that I'm looking for. They don't care what it'll do to them. They'll go forward anyway. Many of them, they've already gone forward and been taken out. So don't be fearful that what's going to happen. Those that do stand.